Thank you, Robbie, for joining me today.
Yeah, of course.
I'm with Robbie Blair. He is the Executive Director for Main Street Martinsburg.
What's going on?
And I am Jennifer Smith. I'm the Executive Director for the Berkeley County Development Authority.
Excited to be here and always excited to do things with our friends at the Berkeley County Development Authority. Always want to work with people who get stuff done, and you guys are certainly always moving forward.
Well, thank you. We definitely want the collaboration and going forward. So tell us a little bit about Main Street.
Main Street Martinsburg, we've been around for quite some time now. I think we just celebrated 30 years back in August. And, through the years, this organization has seen so much change in our community. Obviously, downtowns, they've fluctuated over the years across the country. But specifically here in Martinsburg, with Berkeley County having 81 make its way through our county, that really shifted the way that business was done here. Because before, Queen Street was the main route through our area. So you can imagine that there's been a huge fluctuation of business types, where people choose to do business. So Main Street Martinsburg is the local chapter, if you will, of Main Street America. And it's an organization that just focuses on the revitalization of downtowns and historic business districts across the country. So ours specifically, most people think it's just Queen Street, and that's not the case. Our district goes from the train tracks on west, I think that's Tuskegee, so over there by the Interwoven Mills, and then the east on Water Street, so over by the Adam Stephen House. Those are our boundaries, and then where they converge behind Aspen Hall. And then the south border for us is Boydville. So that's a lot of businesses. That's a lot of residential places. So we have a lot of ground that we cover, and we have a lot of properties that just day by day are getting revitalized, revamped, and we have a four-prong approach, and that's something we've adopted from national. That's promotion of your town. That's the organization of your town, and kind of the collaboration, what we're doing today between you, your organization, both of the county and the city, and then volunteers alike and private businesses as well. And then we have the economic vitality branch, which obviously focuses heavily on getting businesses, attracting businesses. And then lastly is our design. So what's our town look like? What's the aesthetic? So we operate under those four pillars, and everything kind of stems from that approach.
Well, that's great. You mentioned 81. 81 has been a huge asset to the growth in Berkeley County. But going back to the four pillars, and you mentioned promotion. I know there's a lot of different businesses downtown that you like to promote. Can you tell us ways that Main Street does that?
Yeah. So we like to think of ourselves as the culture creators of our downtown, and culture is something that is established over time, and it's really something that naturally happens, and it's kind of our job to promote what's already there, while also making sure we have this balance of being aware and attuned to what people want to see come downtown. There's not as many vacancies as there used to be in the peak of maybe the recession or of 2008 and other things like that, but we certainly still have a lot of stuff that we have to fill down there. One of the things that we like to do with our businesses, I always tell people I'm not a big social media, like I don't hang out on Facebook very often between work and the kids at home, but if I see anything, I share it. If I see it, I share it. So we definitely do that. Everybody downtown knows that they have an open invitation. We have thousands of people that subscribe to our email list. We have 15,000 people that follow us on Facebook. So if you're in our downtown, I encourage everybody, send it my way, send me an email. We add it into our mail list. We add it into our, a reposting schedule or something like that. That's just digitally. Another thing that we think of as kind of a multi-use sort of attraction are the events that we've added as of recent. You can look at them from an economic vitality standpoint. You can look at them from a promotion standpoint, and really a design standpoint. Because what we've tried to accomplish here with these events as of late is, we live in a community where a lot of folks commute, or they're moving here because there's a lot of new houses being built, or the affordability from a tax standpoint, all the reasons why to move to Berkeley County. Our thought process is, let's educate people on our downtown by bringing them downtown. I've had a few neighbors tell me that they think Foxcroft is our downtown, and Foxcroft is great, but it's not the historic downtown. And
That is where the Berkeley County Development Authority is located.
that's right. What was that building built? Not in the historic times. Yeah, I don't know. So the events, they serve that purpose too, because the businesses, from the feedback I've gotten, when we shut down Queen Street and we bring our last event, Trek, pinged, I think, 12,500 people that are Martinsburg residents. So that's people, yeah.
Bringing people to the area so they can see what great things we have to offer. Yeah. So what new events are coming up?
Well, we have a lot of reoccurring ones that are back in their second year. St. Patrick's Day event is right around the corner, and that was a huge hit in year one. We, again, kind of philosophically, if people are going to celebrate something, let's do it downtown. Don't let people think that I got to go somewhere else to be a part of something. Give it to them downtown, and let's give people a reason to come down to shop, to eat, to have fun. We're gonna have live music, and that's kind of the template for all of our stuff. There's always kids activities, which we try to work with a local preschool or the Parks and Rec, or somebody who has people that are screened to be around kids. So it's a safe place for people to bring the whole family.
I know there's a lot of planning that goes into all those events. What's the typical planning, and how long does it take to plan one event?
Well, I do have to give a shout out. Our new team member, Raven, has really just taken the lead on a lot of the event side of things. But from start we work with City Council to make sure it's something that fits the scope of what we're trying to do downtown. Once they give us their approval, we then have to coordinate with the health department on several different fronts. We have to coordinate with the ABC folks down in Charleston on several different steps along the way. Of course, all the logistics, porta potties, signage. That's a big thing that I think that we have a lot of room to improve on, is when people are there, giving them some sort of a directive when you block off four blocks of Queen Street and then on the side streets. Some people, they don't come downtown often. So when I say it's over by 1902, they're, well, where's 1902? So there's that, working. The maps. Yeah, exactly. The maps. Just making sure things are clear and concise when people are there.
And I'm sure you also need a lot of volunteers for those events too. So do you have a sign up, and how do you work with the volunteers?
Yeah, so you can follow us on Facebook, and you can subscribe to our email list. It's on our homepage at mainstreetmartinsburg.com. You just scroll down to Don't Miss a Thing, put your email in, and you won't miss a thing. So we put it out that way. It's through a sign up genius, and it's really fun. I always tell people these things are more fun whenever you take time to volunteer and be a part of it. So yeah,
Are a part of the event.
Yeah, and I guess whenever you have a little bit of ownership in something, it's more exciting to see things flourish and excel. So you can sign up on our sign up link, or our sign up genius link, asking people to help with the ticket sales, the beer sales, and then a few other setup, tear down sort of things. But really, the setup and tear down has been a whole lot easier. Our public works department is there from day, when I get there for an event, if it's a 12 to 7 event, the police department and the public works department, they're there when I get there at 6 a.m. and they're there after I leave at 9 p.m. They're there all day helping out. So it really helps. Yeah.
I'm sure you definitely appreciate them.
I can't say enough how thankful I am for for them, for city council support, and our volunteers. Yeah, it's impossible to do these things with 2 people, and that's all that we have on staff, and it's even impossible to do it with the 16 board members we have. So it really takes everybody.
Absolutely. Well, not only people, it also takes funding.
Yes.
So a typical event, and how is Main Street funded?
Main Street is funded. We try to diversify how we, get our money. We have partners, public partners through the city and the county, the city of Martinsburg and the Berkeley County Council, both budget us into, along with many other nonprofits, into an annual funding from outside agencies, and we're very thankful for that. Also, the city of Martinsburg goes above and beyond that with Main Street Martinsburg, and I think with Apple Harvest as well. They have a I'm not a politician, so I can't remember what it is, but they've made some sort of a decree that when we come to them with something, they're going to waive the fees for our event. So that's officers overtime, that's public works overtime, that's a lot of equipment for the event. So again, that's just another way that city council really supports us. But then also we do ask the business community to come behind us at these things. When you're bringing about 15,000 people downtown, it's a really great opportunity to get your brand in front of people and accomplish a giving objective for an organization, because we are a 501c3. So yeah, we offer, in exchange for a sponsorship, plenty of advertising leading up to the event, the day of the event. And this year, one of the things that we're working with some of our friends to accomplish is a revamped membership, making sure our membership is kind of a grassroots approach. Like I said before, we're capturing this audience of so many people downtown. We want to make sure that when people support us, they get some sort of return. So through sponsorship, public partnerships, and individual donations. We just presented to County Council yesterday for our annual funding, and one of the things that I'm really proud of is we surpassed, not just met, it's always a goal to meet what we get from our public partners, but we surpassed that in fundraising last year through sponsorships, the generosity of people here locally, and then also the sales at events through merchandise, beer sales, other things like that. So really proud of that.
That's great. And I know you mentioned the event in March, so I'm sure you're looking for sponsors now.
Yes, we are. We have our presenting sponsor, Allegheny Farm Landscaping Supply. It's year 2 of them being our presenters of this event, and our friends at DRB are the Lucky Cup sponsors already. So really thankful. Again, always having repeat people that give to Main Street. But also there's several levels. Again, you can find that on our website, our Facebook, and our emailing list. We really think it's a great bang for your buck in terms of marketing. And there's going to be a lot of people that see your brand. We put stuff on the stages, we put stuff on all the tabletops, and then we obviously do stuff digitally because it's free.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned members.
Mm-hmm.
Are there different levels of membership, or are you just a member, and how do you become a member, and what is the cost associated with it?
It's a great question. So as it stands currently, we do ask, and we're literally months away from revamping all of our membership to offer a different package, but I'll just share about that because that's what it'll be in the future. Our goal is to get away from asking businesses to be members. If you want to, amplify your brand through Main Street, sponsorship is a great avenue for that as a business of our events. And then if you're downtown, I'm gonna support you regardless. Our organization will support you. So we're gonna get away from asking businesses to be members and get more, like I said earlier, into a grassroots approach. Because what keeps the businesses intact are people shopping and frequenting them. What helps our events are people coming to the event. So our goal, kind of similar to the, I used to get them in high school. If you support like the high school sports athletic club, you get a little card, and you get all these discounts here
The
locally.
discounts that you can go shop locally,
Yeah.
and you pay like $10 for the card.
Exactly. So for us, we're developing a digital version of that. It'll be about $30 to be a member annually, and plus some fees online. But our goal would be for each business that wants to participate in downtown to offer some sort of a savings, a one-time savings, because what we're doing is a passport. Our friends down in Charleston did a physical version of this where the businesses gave a rubber stamp and you collected your stamps like you're going country to country. But for us, we want to kind of build on the events. You know, we have all these people coming downtown. We want to capture that energy and create frequent habits of shopping downtown, of eating downtown, coming downtown for, you know, maybe gamified shopping, fun opportunities. And when you shop downtown, you build up these downtown points. So you have a value in shopping. And then on top of that, we'll have some giveaways, we'll have some merch, we'll have other exciting incentives at our events that already are, you know, really exciting to come to. But if you're a member, you get a little bit more bang for your buck. So that's what we're working on right now. It's not quite ready, but that's the plan moving forward to really build out the individual membership.
And I believe the Berkeley County Development Authority was happy to be a sponsor of
That's
our
right.
programs.
That's right.
We would be happy to see that moving forward.
It's going to be really exciting. Again, we can't do this stuff alone. And as I'm sure you're way behind on all this, our county, as it experiences this growth, our downtown and our heritage are what make us unique from other communities that are situated along 81 or have these awesome companies that are choosing to move here. So, you know, it's very clear that the Development Authority and also our partners at the county and the city both believe that too, that our downtown is a big part of the growth moving forward.
It definitely is, and we're happy to support it. Can you mention some of the businesses downtown?
Yeah.
Just to give them a little bit
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Like I said, I mean, our downtown is huge. So it's tough to fit everybody in there, but from a restaurant perspective, I just saw that Good Natured Collective is celebrating their 16th year in downtown Martinsburg. They're kind of like in the Midtown area up there by the mills. But that's one of my favorite places to get a little vegan meal. Of course, our staples downtown are Bricks and Habanero and Thai Martinsburg. We have several new businesses like Stoney's that popped up last year. I know they're already planning on expanding and taking over more territory and building out because they can't fit how many people want to eat there right now. And those are just a few restaurants off the top of my head, but we're one thing that I'm really proud of is we're 2 years in a row now. The Chamber's Small Business of the Year has been in downtown Martinsburg. Last year was Westwood Charm, one of my favorite little places to get my wife some goodies, some women's clothing and stuff like that. And then this year it was Advocate Insurance Group. They're over there on the south block of Queen Street. So you can pretty much do anything downtown. I know we did this survey recently, and some people were confused about what's downtown, what isn't
That's why
downtown.
I wanted you to mention it. I think a lot of people don't actually realize how many really good businesses are downtown. And like you said, you have a mixture of gaming,
Yeah.
you can go get your chocolates at DeFlorey's.
DeFlorey's, their chocolates, of course, Jordan and Hess down there. Christmas time is a staple. Men's, women's, kids, you can get your hair cut in downtown. Like you said, Replay Gaming is a really popular place for young people to go to now. And what I'm really excited about is we have a lot of artistic things coming downtown. We just did a ribbon cutting for Merely Created in the Shenandoah building. And then Jenny DeCola's, got her photography studio down there. But more and more creative folks. We have the Art Center. It's not the Art Center. That's the Berkeley County Art Council there on Queen Street. Not to be confused with the old Art Center on King Street. But several artistic things like the Apple Blossom Art Gallery, several tattoo parlors. So lots of
So some glass, the blown glass.
which is a West Virginia like staple is blown glass. To be able to get that in downtown again, there's not many places that sell Blenko glass, and I mean, Blenko glass is in the White House. It's a national name, and you can get that. That's right. That's right. Another one that it's a really fun business that I see kids going in and out of all the time is the 304 Lush Up, right across from City Hall. I mean, if you're a sneakerhead, that is a good place to get some good shoes. So again, just popping up all over the place. We have a ribbon cutting here soon for charcuterie board company, Graceful. So not just, I want to order something for a party, but she'll have some to-go boxes. Like you can go in there and get a little adult lunchbox kind of situation.
I've had one of her creations, and it was amazing.
I mean, it's artistic too. It's not just, a food place. I mean, that to me is the perfect aesthetic. Yeah, it is. And then, one last really big plug I would put in there is, of course, there's lots of office space downtown. There's lots of places for professional space. But one thing I'm really excited about is here in a few months, really, we're going to be launching the garage on King Street, which it's really one of its kind in this area. If you're somebody who likes to go to shopping malls and do all your shopping, but also have lots of options to eat, think of downtown in that way. Especially in the warmer months, we have a very walkable downtown. I walk from my office on Queen Street over to Good Natured and places on King Street all the time. But right there on the corner of Raleigh and King Street, the old Dunn and Seibert building, they have 8, I believe, stalls for restaurants. And Diego is doing this really cool situation where it really spurs entrepreneurship. It's of no cost to these people. There's no rent, there's no utilities. The equipment is already built out in there for restaurant space. And in today's market, that you're looking at no less than $80,000 to start a commercial kitchen from scratch. So to have that option and then be in a place that's central, has all these different options. I know Green Pineapple is putting a second location in there.
Yeah. So which restaurants will be?
Mountaineer Meat Smokers is putting another location in there. Our friends at the OG Kitchen, which is a food truck, they're putting something in there. We have some southern like jambalaya, like Southern Creole food. We're still waiting on a few others, but
Will that open again?
I think they're aiming for end of April, early May. It's been a huge build out, and I remember when he started that, we had folks from Charleston come up and help with the project, or try to help with the project. But along the way, he just kept saying, no, next spring. Like, it's not going to happen with building and, the kind of delays and stuff. But they've really pushed forward on that. And again, it serves as like a food court, and you're a block away from the Interwoven Mills, which will have 400 plus people residing there in a few years. So it's a really cool option on that, again, that midtown part of our district, to get tons of different options with food. And it just shows.
Get people downtown.
Exactly. Yeah, it'll be a really cool project when that one opens up. And, we're really happy that, again, people are choosing Martinsburg to invest in. I'm sure you say similar things all the time when people ask about downtown or about our community. My thought process is follow where people are spending dollars. I don't gotta pitch you on anything. The people who have money are investing here, and they've done the research and they know that this is a solid place to invest, and get a good return on it. So it's encouraging for an individual.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, Robbie, very much for joining me today. Be on the lookout for his events if you want to give a last.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, and I really appreciate everything you and your team are doing over there on Foxcroft, but really all over the place. I feel like you guys are transient all over. I see you guys' footprint or fingerprint on everything around town in the county. Yeah, we're super excited. Join us on March 18th in downtown Martinsburg. It'll be free parking, so much to do, from kids' activities, live music, and of course there's going to be some green beer for our friends that are excited about St. Patrick's Day. But we got tons of other stuff too. Our wine fest is in May. We're kicking off our summer concert series downtown in June, and that'll run actually all the way to August this year. And we just got so much going on. So if you haven't already, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and make sure you go to our website, mainstreetmartinsburg.com.